Here we have a couple applications of linear equations. This first one, we're doing a comparison. So we have one company that's willing to rent us a carpet cleaning machine for $22 plus an hourly fee of $6 an hour. The other company we contacted says, well, we charge $28, but only $4 an hour. Initially, it seems like company A is absolutely the best place to go, but if we have a big house or a lot of work to do, it might not be the most cost effective. How do we decide where that breaking point is? Well, we set up a linear equation. So the unknown here is the number of hours in which they coincide. And so I'm going to use an X. I'm going to compare company A to company B. For company A, it says 22 plus 6 per hour. So that's where that 22 plus 6x comes from. Company B, on the other hand, is the 28 plus 4 for every hour, so 28 plus 4x. After that, it's just simple basic algebra. We're going to subtract the 4x, we're going to subtract the 22, we're going to divide by 2 and say, okay, well, it's 3 hours. If I have a small home or just a few areas to do, that might make sense to stick with company A. If I have a bigger home or a lot of in-depth cleaning to do, company B might be the better option. So if I'm going to go over 3 hours, probably company B. And I apologize, that's my dog in the background. All right, so how much is it going to cost me at that 3-hour mark? It really doesn't matter which one of these two I plug into. The 3 in here, 22 plus 6 times 3 is $40, if I can scroll up there a little bit. Or if I had plugged into the second one, the 28 plus 4 times 3, which would be 12, would also be $4. All right, let's take a look at another example. In this example, we're going to look at an interest problem. And you do have a few of these in your homework because they tend to be a little bit more troublesome for students, but I don't think they're that hard if we give them a little bit of practice and we learn to sketch them out. Okay, so Jared has two accounts. We're dealing with simple interest here. He has $12,000 in loans. One of those loans is 5% simple interest while the other is 8%. So I've just kind of sketched that out. I know my amounts are going to two different places. I don't know the principal, how much I borrowed at each of these, or actually Jared borrowed at each of these. So for the 5%, I'm going to say that's X. Call it a variable. Now, if I think about it, if that was $2,000 at 5%, that would leave $10,000 over here for 8%. If that were $6,000, that would leave $6,000 over here. If this was $10,000 at 5%, that would leave $2,000 over here. How am I getting that? I'm saying, okay, whatever this is at the 5%, I subtract that from my total, and that tells me how much is left for the other loan. So that's how we get that principal line. The other important part to know is the interest. So it says after 1 year, he owes $750 in total interest. Well, if you remember your simple interest formula, it's interest equals the principal times the rate times the time. All right, so let's come up with some formulas. My interest is my principal, how much I borrowed, X dollars for this first one, times my rate. Well, we turn 5% into a decimal, and that is 0.05, and this is for 1 year, so that's my time. But I've got total interest of $750, so I'm going to add a certain amount. I'm going to add the interest from the other account. So once again, I ask, what's the principal? How much have we borrowed? It's this expression, 12,000 minus X. The rate, well, underneath here I see this is the 8% account, so I turn that into 0.08, and it's still for a year, equals 750. After that, it's just a simple matter of cleaning up the math. So we multiply out that first one is simply 0.05x. On the second part, we'll distribute that 0.08 to both of those terms and get 960 minus 0.08x. Combine like terms, subtract the 960, do our division, Don't fudge your numbers. You notice I have a negative and a negative. So when I divide, I actually do get a positive number, which is what I should be getting. If you get a negative here, go back and check your work. Something's wrong, okay? So what is this x? Oh, wait, let's look back at our work. X up here, oh yes, that's under the 5% loan. So the 7,000 is for the 5% loan. How do I figure out how much in the 8% loan? I follow my formula. It says 12,000 minus whatever x is. So 12,000 minus 7,000 is 5,000. All right, good luck on those word problems.